You brought Lena to the window, and suddenly you both grabbed onto her wrist, and she reacted strongly and pulled back against you, began surging magic, and all over the course of 1 minute, you became violently ill. She grew an eye on her forehead. Lily started to fly around the room. Lena teleported onto the bed, and then as she ran out of the room, a strange, half-organic, half-mechanical beast poofed into existence and assaulted Lena, and then it all sort of faded away. And that was 1 minute.
Wow.
I would say that's so overwhelming that Nefmir has kind of just stopped caring about windows and glass. And
Yeah, I understand that.
I think Lena's just gonna silently get up and walk out of the room and go back to the other room.
Well, I guess I'm sleeping in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Lily lets Lena leave the room and turns to follow her, and then kind of stops and leans back into the room and says, "You all did see all that, right?"
Yeah, it wasn't you.
Like, I was flying. She had another eye. There was some kind of fucked up triangle.
I mean, we've gotten all kinds of insights into that magic that she's got. I think that was just... all I'm gonna say is let's leave Lena to herself from here on out. And leave that magic alone.
Why am I still sick?
And she kind of nods, but then follows Lena into the other room. Lily walks into the room and sort of like peeks in and like knocks on the door frame and says, "Hello. You okay, buddy?"
I think Lena's just sitting on one of the beds with her face in her hands, and she just kind of nods a little bit.
She like sidles over and like sits down on the bed next to you and like just kind of pats your back and says, "Kind of a rough one today, huh?"
She nods again.
"I like flying, so don't worry about it."
She laughs a little bit.
"How's your arm?"
It's okay. They didn't hurt me or anything.
"Well, they did. I see the blood, so..."
What?
So she goes into her pack and she bandages up your arm for you.
Oh. Thank you. I didn't even notice.
So maybe... Did I ever tell you how much damage you took? I think a lot of stuff was happening at once.
Or 3?
I took 3 damage from the spear guy, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I took 4 damage from the spear guy.
Yes, you did. So maybe you just get some rest, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be right as rain in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
Don't worry about them. I'm sure they're fine too. Well, Thought looks really, really sick actually, but I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure you won't die, right? And she kind of stops and goes, "Right? Yeah, probably. I'm sure he'll be fine." Then she stops again and goes, "I'm gonna go see." And she hops up and goes back to the other room and goes to look at Thought. You're still laying on the bed?
Uh-huh.
She says, Hello. How are you doing? Roll a Constitution saving throw. Okay. Well, you hold your vomit very well. She says, I'm gonna like, check you out. You good? Because I think if you died, I think if you died, Lena would feel pretty bad. So I'm gonna make sure that you won't.
I don't know. Maybe you should just let me go.
Jesus.
Stop being stupid. And she starts undoing your armor straps. And
God,
pulls off your...
What are you doing to me?
Taking off your armor, dummy. Go to sleep. Like she kind of like just reaches down and like closes your eyes for you. It says, "Go to sleep."
What?
And let's see. Holy shit! My goodness. She just kind of like chats you up about some of your symptoms, how you're feeling, and whatnot. And she pulls out her medicine kit, and she kind of like mixes some stuff together and says, "All right, drink this. It'll probably help. Probably.
How could I possibly stomach anything?
Okay." And then she just opens your mouth and puts it in your mouth.
It's excellent.
See, you're feeling better already, aren't you?
Do I?
You don't, but you fall asleep.
Okay. All right, I'm unconscious now.
Yep. Half wearing your plate armor, half on the bed, sleeping. Thought. So that's where we're at.
This is not good.
Okay,
I
so
did not know that was something that I could do. So sorry about that.
You mess with the tides of chaos, and chaos will come. It will rain upon you.
I thought it'd be cute if like one little thing happened. I thought it'd be really fitting, like for my character.
Yeah, but then you rolled
and
a
her history
1 out of
magic.
D100, didn't you?
Yeah.
Which, just to pull back the curtain ever so slightly, rolling a 1 or a 2, the effect is roll on this table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute. So,
I thought it was something like that.
yeah, so one turn is 6 seconds. 6 seconds. Every 6 seconds for a minute. Oops,
Yeah.
that should have been 10. I didn't do enough.
I was gonna say
Oh.
like that wasn't 10.
Enough
wasn't
happened.
enough. That wasn't enough.
Quite enough happened.
All right, enough happened. It's fine. Yeah, a lot of these are meant for battle. A lot of them are very aimed at that. Like the first thing that happened is you would only notice in battle, so that was pointless, etc., etc. So we'll just say other things happened, but you didn't notice them.
It rules that this is being done outside of battle, though.
Yeah, that was a lot. Okay, so that's where we're at. Thought, you are sleeping half on the bed, half in armor, half out. Lena, you are recovering in room 1.
Half recovering, half moping.
Yeah. So Lily finishes with Thought and looks at Nefri and says, "He's gonna sleep now. Good night."
Oh my god.
And
Good night.
she heads back over to the other room.
Nefri kind of collects himself and kind of, centers himself on just everything that happened. But still remembers, the broken glass. Because I forget, our Thought and I in room 1 or 2?
You are in room 2. In the room with
Okay.
the broken glass.
Okay.
Or with the no glass.
Yeah. So I just basically understand that everybody's, the two seemingly ignorant people are kind of just probably going to bed. And, the person in my room is already in bed. I'm going to just reaching for some of that old determination and just kind of say to myself, I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to keep track. I'm going to keep my eyes and ears open all night.
Okay. Sounds good.
You should summon your familiar to keep you company and help keep you awake.
Thank you, Kim. I think I'll take you up on that. I will absolutely summon my familiar.
Did Murglocker
It's-
also get sick?
No.
Okay, he's fine.
Nope, just you.
Okay.
Just you.
Um,
Well, I'll retcon real quick. When you were feeling violently ill on the bed during all of that stuff, your crab was, it sort of like climbed up onto your forehead and was like reassuringly patting you.
So
I'm
cute.
gonna say he's just sitting on top of my head now while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. He's watching over you.
Oh, I was just assuming he's gonna hang out there. Like he's
Yeah.
he's not necessarily watching over me. He's just hanging out on
He's
top of my
watching over
head.
you. He's a
watching
big
over you.
sweetie.
All right.
You can't change someone being a sweetie.
Damn right.
I'm going to.
All right,
pat
so-
Murglocker. I'm going to pat Murglocker on the carapace.
Okay, good.
The carapace.
And then immediately just kind of sit down to, begin the 1 hour ritual of find familiar to bring it back.
Okay.
Because it'll take that 1 hour still to bring it back, right?
Yes, it will take the time.
Okay. And I will just begin that process with the thought of giving it the form of an owl this time.
Oh, form of an owl. Okay.
Yes, inspired by the Triangle Man speech.
Yeah.
Let me see, actually. Never mind. If you dismiss it, you can cause it to reappear in any unoccupied space within 30 feet of you as an action. So it doesn't take an hour at all.
Wait, okay. I just use the
Super.
action then.
Although I think if you want
that is
to
a spell slot,
change
right?
the form, you have to cast it again. Like do the hour-long thing. Otherwise, it'd be a bit
I'm gonna do it.
OP.
Either
I'm
way,
gonna do
it's still
All right.
a spell slot, right?
Yes, and it also costs 10 gold.
Oh, that's expensive. Screw it, it's a crab.
There's a shit ton of money in the bag of holding. if you
Yeah.
just use that.
If we can just say
Fine.
that, like,
I'll give
just
you
take
10
it out of the
my
bag of
gold to
holding.
change it if you want.
Okay. I've only got
Whatever.
I've only got
get rid
15
of
gold
10
in my
gold.
person right now.
Yeah, I'll just get rid of
I'll
10
ask
of
for
my
more
gold.
in the morning.
Okay. Someone gets rid of 10 gold, and sometime in the past, you bought the material that you needed, and you can cast Find Familiar, and you can make
Okay.
it into an owl.
Okay, I did that.
Okay. Very cool. That's that. So you're staying up all night?
That's right.
All right. Lily goes over into the other room and starts getting ready for bed, which really isn't a whole lot to do, but she sort of tries to reassure Lena with normalcy and starts talking about like, oh, I'm so looking forward to this after the swamp. Right, I'm fine with sleeping on the ground and whatnot, but sleeping on the ground in a swamp was real shitty. Like this is gonna be really nice.
Yeah, you're not wrong. No giant frogs here.
No giant frogs here. Yep, everything's fine here. Just a normal town.
A little weird, but more normal than a swamp, I guess.
Yeah, more comfortable. Look at this bed. Feathers. Nice. So get comfy. Get some rest.
Yeah, okay, I will.
Okay. She goes to bed. Do you go to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone is out like a light except for Nefmir, who is
An
up and
owl.
about. Nefmir and Owl and Small Crab.
Nefmir is an owl. A night
Nefmir
owl.
is an owl. Owl and owl. Owlins. All right. Nefmir, why don't you do a perception check if you want to make sure everything's going all right.
I'm sorry, I can't at the moment. I swapped to mobile because I had to use the restroom, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Okay.
So I don't know if you look at my character sheet and do a roll for me.
Yep, I'll do it for you.
For the equivalent of that, that's fine.
Okay, let's see. Perception check for Nefmir. 8. Just an 8. So,
Damn.
Getting pretty sleepy. You are doing your due diligence. You are staying awake. You're going to watch over your unconscious friend in this odd town. But, this swamp travel really has taken a lot out of you. It's been pretty rough. So, yeah, you are awake, but not entirely. You are not very vigilant this evening. But you do have an owl. So that's good. And at some point, is there some time that you would wake everybody up? Or are you just letting them sleep until they wake up?
I had the intention of just kind of letting them sleep until they would wake up, in the morning.
Okay.
Obviously, if some chaotic stuff was going on, I would, start resting people awake or, trying to cause commotion, get them up.
Sure.
That was my intent. Otherwise,
Okay.
I would be the silent watcher or something.
Okay. All right, just making sure. So yeah. Eventually, the three of you who are sleeping begin to wake up to bright sunlight shining through your windows. But you wake up and you feel fine.
Gods be praised.
Yep, you feel much, much better now. Lily gets up and starts to go about her business, and at some point she wakes up Lena on accident. And Nefmir, you would know, they slept in quite a bit. Quite a bit. I mean, it works because they're exhausted, but they slept for a long time. And speaking of exhausted, why don't you roll a Constitution saving throw? Would you like me to roll that for you?
Yes, if you would be okay with that.
Okay. Let's see. That's Nefmir. It's from his sheet.
Okay.
Nefmir, you are... Let me see. I think it's 1 to 10 and then 11 to 20. Double checking. So that I don't screw him over on accident. Where'd at? There you are. Oh, it's not actually a rule. It's my rule. Okay. Yeah, you are exhausted.
Bad.
Yep. So you have 1 level of exhaustion, Nefmir, which again means disadvantage on ability checks.
Bad.
Bad. Okay. But you are all awake. Thought you wake up to find a very tired-looking Nefmir sitting on the bed, and he has an owl with him.
Did that fly in the night? Also, why is it still here?
In the meantime, Lena's like really dragging her ass to get out of bed. She doesn't
Oh.
want to leave the covers.
Ben is back.
Try to be seamless about this, but I've hit pretty bad.
Did you hear what Thought said?
You know, let's keep it in character. I'm pretty groggy. No, I did not hear what Thought said at all.
Okay, so Thought Nefmir just kind of spaced out. He's just staring into the middle of the room and does not react.
Okay. I'm gonna get up and pray
Okay.
and light some incense.
All right. You do that. Nefmir, are you doing anything in the morning?
I'm going to head downstairs for breakfast.
Okay. As you head out, Lena and Lily, you hear the door. You've been hearing movement from the neighboring room, and you hear the door open and footsteps going down. Lily will open the door and say, "Oh, are we going?" Talking to Nefmir.
I thought they were talking to each other, and I'll say, yeah, you know, let's get some breakfast.
I can eat. And she looks back in the room and says, "Lena, breakfast." And she leaves, follows down for breakfast.
Oh my god. Is this Lena or is this character actually just Kim?
It's just Kim.
You be the judge.
What's Thought doing?
Did she give me any time to like fully pray, or did she jump in while I was still doing it?
Who's she?
Lily.
Lena
no,
was
she's
talking
not-
to
but
Nefmir
she-
as he was in
yeah.
the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, Nefmir was in the hallway. Oh, so I'm not even.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
they're not even. Yeah. Once I'm done, then I guess I'll go down to see what they're doing.
Okay.
Normally,
So
when he prays, it's just like morning routine, whatever.
right.
This time, though, he's actually gonna ask the flame for guidance because of the danger of the situation we're in, and like he's pretty sure the sword is here, but he doesn't know.
Okay.
But that's it. And then he's just gonna go down to, see what everyone else is doing.
Okay. Well, you go down and you just find Nefmir maybe coming out of the bathroom or something. And let's see. Ronald is standing behind the bar and says, "Aha! The adventure is awake! Good morning, my friends. You must have been quite exhausted. It's almost midday. Would you care for some breakfast or lunch, perhaps?"
Yes, I'll have whatever you feel like making, I suppose.
We got eggs. You like eggs?
Yes, I'll have some.
Eggs it is. Are your companions coming down?
Oh, they haven't already?
No.
Oh, well, I would hope they are. Say, you haven't happened to see the paladins yet, have you?
Oh, yes. Oh, they were up quite early, had themselves some eggs, and off they went.
All right. Well, I suppose I'll have something to eat and wait for my friends.
All right. He makes you some eggs. And Lily joins for eggs. And Nefmir, do you want some eggs?
I could really go for some eggs, yes.
All right. You eat some eggs. Lena, do you come downstairs?
Yeah, I think she'll stop by their room first, though, and cast mending on that wall where the spear hit.
Okay. It mends up.
Cool. Then she'll head down. Oh, you know what? Before she heads down, I think she's gonna cast mage armor.
Okay.
Gonna suit up.
You mage armor up. That was extremely close,
Ooh.
but nothing happens. I think you've had enough for now.
Yeah.
That would be pretty funny, actually.
God.
That would be very funny. Okay. You mage armor up, and you go downstairs. The three of you eating eggs in silence, I guess, watch Lena come downstairs, and she's decked out in her magical armor. I think Ronald looks at you and says, "Whoa, a magic user! Very cool."
Eh?
Thank you.
I'm not facing her. I look up at him.
He's looking at the stairs.
I guess I turn around then. Oh, Are you expecting danger?
Just thought I should suit up. Last couple of times I didn't, and I got hit pretty bad.
Well, yes, I suppose. I mean, I always have my armor on, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys have your breakfast. Anything else you want to do around here?
Where's the little one?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you. She doesn't show up?
She's not in there.
Okay. I'm asking Ronald where Minnie Lily is.
He looks at you and says, "Who?"
You know, the little one.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said Minnie Lily. I heard it as a completely different name. Yeah, she's in the kitchen.
Oh, I kind of peek back there, and I want to see if I can see her.
The door is closed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I want to use X-ray vision on the door.
Roll an X-ray vision check.
Okay.
Loser, it's not a check, so you can't do it.
Fuck you.
Yeah, get
I
right.
was
you know
about to
X-ray
just pick
vision?
something. It'd probably be Arcana, but whatever.
No, it wouldn't.
It
There's
wouldn't.
no such thing. No.
Okay.
No.
Would it be nature?
Shut up.
I think it'd be
Just-
strength, because your eyes would have to be really strong
Really
to
strong
see
eyes.
through all that stuff.
Just for clarification for everybody, my owl is perched on one of my horns.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
that's awesome.
I think at some point Lily comes out of the kitchen to, bring some stuff out, and she sees the owl on your horn, and she just stops and her eyes go wide, and she doesn't stop looking at that.
Yes, that's what an owl looks like. No need to be rude to it.
Do you say that to her?
Yes.
She looks ashamed. And she kind of looks down at the ground and says, "Sorry," and she walks back into the kitchen. Asshole.
Look,
Asshole.
the owls
What a
always
bitch.
have wide eyes, so he was thinking like she was making fun of it or something.
What a piece of shit that is. My God.
Nefmir is gonna try and call to Lily and persuade her, like, it's okay. He didn't mean anything. And then just like, I don't know.
Let her pet the
He's
owl.
like, look, it's cool, really. And then like, so like, do you want to? He thinks to like offer to like see if she wants to pet the owl, but then thinks twice and says, I better ask Lena first, maybe to make up for last night.
You say that stuff to her though, and she stops on her way back to the kitchen and turns around and looks at you and gives her little awkward smile and nods and goes into the kitchen.
I'll pet the owl.
So, are you going to tell us where the owl came from now, or?
I mean, it's not really an owl. It's
What? It
you know,
looks like
you
an
know
owl.
I mean, the crab. It's that.
What? The that's the crab is an owl now?
It's I mean, it's neither. It's some kind of celestial being. Honestly, I don't even really know what its true form is, but that's not important. It's an owl now.
I smoosh the face lovingly.
Oh. Well,
Smoosh.
that is pretty neat, I suppose.
I was gonna be on my own last night, staying up, so I thought
You stayed up all night?
I thought I'd have some. I did, yeah. I was worried about just our situation,
Whoa.
dilapidated town, and everything.
Lily looks over with a mouthful of eggs. It was fine though.
Yes,
we
but
good?
he didn't know that. He can't see the future. Or,
Eh.
actually, can you see the future?
Me?
No thought. I cannot see the future.
Okay.
Oh.
I turn back to
Mm.
her. He can't see the future.
I mean, Lily, have you been in any worse off towns than this one? I mean, just look around.
I mean, it's a little run down.
It's not just run down. There's a giant hole in the street, and there's glass all over, and the people are acting as though their memories are not there anymore.
She just keeps shoveling eggs and says, construction site. People are weird.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of rubbing my eyes groggily. You know, I'm not really all there, but I'm trying to hold it together. So your Silver Flame dudes, from last night, they said that there's not much going on in this town. We can just find them. You think there's a chance they're out there doing whatever business they've got out there right now? I mean, there's a pretty good chance if we go outside, we'll find them, or we can just check with Ronald to see if they've eaten and gone out.
Oh yes, he said they left already.
As you're talking, suddenly
Definitely rubs his eyes.
your ears start to ring.
Whose?
All of you. You hear a tinnitus style ringing in your ears.
What is this?
Lily
Isn't me.
kind of sits up. Sorry, what'd you say?
This isn't me.
Are you sure?
Wait. So you guys hear that
No.
too? It's not just my dumbass.
No. This I don't like this. What's happening?
It fades.
That was
Okay.
not good.
Was that magical?
Nethmir stands up and just kind of loudly shouts, I wonder how Elidos, Captain Elidos, Gerald, and Nell are doing today.
So you stand up and you shout, I wonder what Gerald and Nell are doing today.
Do I notice anything about him doing that?
No? I mean, you're confused as to why he would shout that.
Huh.
Yes, aren't we all? And what about the elf fellow?
No, you don't. You don't ask that.
I don't say that.
Yeah, we gotta find those two dudes. And again, they're probably just out in the hole or something. Who really knows? Who really cares? They said they're important. They say this town has nothing else really going for it. So, I mean, I think we should just finish shoveling these eggs in our faces and head back out.
Oh, okay.
You didn't make us roll wisdom save.
I know.
No. Okay, so like I'm done eating. Are we going? Are we walking out?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we walk out.
You walk out.
Oh, pay for our food, I guess.
Ah, yes, you will have to pay for the food. It
Do
is.
we pay for another night as well?
Do you want to?
Do we want to?
No. It's day.
I don't
You
mean.
know,
I mean, like, we could reserve the room for when we come back. is
Yeah, I
what-
think Ronald would ask that as he starts cleaning up your dishes. Says like, "So, are you guys gonna be in town for another night, or are you heading out today?"
I depends on what we find, I suppose.
Let's book the 2 rooms just to be safe.
Yes.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. I'll be another 3 gold plus. Well, you know what? I'll just throw in the eggs. You know, repeat customers love it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I'll give him 3 gold.
Okay.
Okay. Great. We will have your beds remade by the time you get back tonight. Well, by tonight. You can come back anytime you want.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go out.
Okay. You go out. And now you're out. What now?
Where are the paladins? Do we see them?
You don't see anyone, actually.
Okay. Hmm. Do I remember the temple?
Yes.
Okay.
And you remember the whole conversation that you had last night?
Maybe we should head over to the temple, see if maybe they're in it.
All right.
Okay, let's go.
Sounds good to
Okay,
me.
you go. You head down the street to the temple. It's right on the corner by that hole in the ground. It's not. I should just repeat. It's not like a terribly deep hole or anything, or a terribly big hole. It's just it's a kind of a big old ditch out there. And the temple is right on the edge, easy to find. Temple to Laughlander is very specific architecture in a small town like this, right? And you arrive. Do you go inside?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You walk in the temple door, and it's not a particularly big place. It's very reminiscent of Yenben's temple to Paylor. Same size-ish, same basic setup. And when you go inside, you see Nell. And she is just kind of standing somewhere toward the middle of the room.
Hello.
Do you approach her?
Does she say anything?
She turns and sort of blinks and like, hello.
Say, where is the other paladin?
Gerald? Oh, we split up to cover more ground.
Oh, I see. Do you know where he went?
He was going to check the outskirts of the town.
I see.
I decided that I wanted to take a closer look at the temple. And speaking of that, why don't you guys roll a wisdom saving throw?
Wow.
Okay. 15. Okay. Nefmir and Thought, you're just having this conversation with her. You don't, nothing seems off about this. But Lily and Lena, you see that Nell is covered in blood.
Nell, are you okay?
She looks at you kind of quizzically. Yes, I'm fine. Are you okay? We heard some strange sounds coming from your room last night, but
Don't worry about
you
that.
know, by the time we got our by
You're
the time
covered in
we got
blood.
what?
You're covered in blood.
Her face kind of blanks and she looks off to the side and says, I last night by the time we got our plate armor back on, the noise had already subsided, so we decided not to intrude, but I think we were a little concerned.
Oh, so sorry about that. I'm gonna start looking around the temple for like any other blood. Does she have
All
a
right.
weapon? Is there blood on her weapon? I'm looking for blood.
Okay. And meanwhile, Nefmir and Thought, she's not covered in blood. But also, you don't care to really take a good look. And Lily kind of interjects and says, yeah, it's a lot of blood. You are looking for more blood? You can do an investigation check. I guess you know what? Oh, that's fine. That'll do just fine. Yeah. She is covered in blood, and when you get closer to her, you see she has left bloody footprints behind her. There's blood on her sword, but the sword is in its sheath, so you can't see anything like that. It's not like it's not like a Carrie style dumping of blood or anything. She's just got blood splattered all over her. And you can see from the bloody footprints that she's just sort of been wandering this temple, the general temple area, and eventually, when you follow them long enough with your eyes, you see that the footprints originate from the stairs that seem to go into a below ground area.
Nell, what's downstairs?
She looks at you and says, well, just some storage. I took a look around. I thought that perhaps what we were seeking might be down there, but there's not a lot. It's pretty much just what you'd expect to find from the storage area of a temple, right? There's some food, there's some various supplies, incense, and parchments and things, but not what we were looking for.
I'm going to try something.
Okay.
I'm going to use subtle spell. I'm going to put
Okay.
my hand on her shoulder. I'm going to look her in the eye and say, you need to remember where the blood is from. And I'm going to cast suggestion.
Okay. Let's see. She looks into your eyes, and they kind of start to glaze over a little bit, and then she kind of snaps her head back and forth, and she says, I so did you sleep well?
Yes, I slept very well. And she just looks dejected.
Roll a D100 for me. I got an aw beans. Oh, okay. When you cast suggestion, you feel the wild magic surge in you. And you feel it invigorating you, actually. It makes you feel very... You are full of vitality. You feel strong. Not like muscular strong, but you feel strong. You feel good. And that's it.
Okay.
And then what happens, what I said happens.
I'm going to leave that conversation. I'm going to follow those bloody footprints downstairs.
Okay. Thought and Nefmir, what are you up to?
So, have you found anything unusual today?
She turns toward you. Nothing new unusual. I spoke with a woman that I met on the street, and I asked her about the cleric of this temple, and once again I was told a different story about how he's out of town at the moment, and I asked about... I suppose we should be a little more upfront with you if you're going to help us out. We're looking for... And she really hesitates and looks down at the ground. She says, we're looking for... a sword.
A sword? I
Yeah.
thought you were looking for a dragon.
It's complicated. You were not told by your priest of a gold dragon, were you?
No. No, he sent me to this isle to, as I said, to help out the people here, and... Well, he said some time away from the temple would do me good. I've spent many years there, I suppose. He was probably right.
I see. Well then, it is not my place to say much more than this, but we are looking for a sword, and it is tied together with the dragon. And we came looking for the dragon, but what we found was a very good suggestion that the sword that we are seeking is here. So in your investigations in this town, if you find any information about a sword, I need you to come tell me or Gerald immediately.
Okay. What did you find that made you think it would be here?
She begins to speak, and then she stops and her face starts to go blank again. And she says, "Oh, we were told that it was found."
Someone found it?
I ask, who told you?
She kind of shakes her head and says, It it must it hmm, it must have been on the chain of command. It must be a we were told by a commander. And
Mhm.
that is why we were dispatched.
Very well. So you haven't found anything inside the temple today?
Not today, not yesterday.
Well, all right then. I suppose we'll have a look around. Where will you be going now?
She thinks for a moment and says, It's been several hours. I suppose I should report to Gerald that my search has turned up empty.
Hey, out of character question, how fresh was that blood?
Fresh enough to be wet, but starting to dry around the edges.
Okay.
What is the range on my connection to my crab pal?
I'll just say it's the same as familiar. And that
I think
is
100 feet.
It is 100 feet.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
So I guess
Hey, dude, their familiars need to make a wisdom saving throw, because they can have bad vibes if this person's covered in blood.
only if they're actively trying to communicate with their familiars.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you may have noticed by now there's a lot of it gets a little tricky here because you're going to have to make decisions as your characters would without the information that you have.
Right.
So
I
it gets a little tricky. Do your best to keep that in mind.
So I'm going downstairs.
Okay. Nell says that she's going to report to Gerald and says, but reiterates, please, if you do learn anything at all about the sword, it is of utmost importance. Please find us immediately.
All right.
Okay. I think I'm gonna try and see where Gerald is. I'm gonna head outside and I'm gonna send my my owl pal to just kind of get a high enough in the air in order to be able to get a good look at what's going on in the town below, and just kind of have it do some air survey at once.
Okay.
And I'll tell it like come back to me after you've surveyed the entire grounds in say 15 minutes.
Okay.
I'm communicating that to the owl.
Why don't you roll a d20? Let me pull up some owl stats.
Owl stats?
Owl stats. 10 plus 3, 13 is an owl perception check. Oh, it has advantage, so you can roll that d20 again. Okay. Okay. It goes flying out, and you're just having it fly over the whole town, trying to find Gerald.
That's right. Or anything else that it can report back on.
Okay. Alrighty. Off it goes. And you tell it to come back in 15 minutes or whenever it's finished?
15 minutes or sooner if it's got something interesting to share.
Alrighty. Off it goes. It flies out the door, and Nell watches it go and says, "Well, that's very nice. You can, I suppose, use that to contact us anytime that you'd wish. We'll come running if you need something or if you found something." And she
Yes.
More or less.
gives you a little salute and heads out the door. And you guys turn around and see Lena halfway down the stairs.
Oh, she's long gone.
All right, she's long gone.
Did we notice where the fuck she went?
Yeah, you can see her going downstairs.
Okay, I'm gonna go after her.
I was gonna say, I think Lily is kind of standing at the top of the stairs, motioning to you guys. And now that Nell's out and you're looking at her, she says, "Come on, follow the blood." And she starts heading down the stairs.
Okay.
He knows there isn't any, and he doesn't get it, but he's just gonna follow her.
Yeah,
He's thinking it's just one of her non sequiturs or whatever.
Sure. All right.
I just kind of see her gesture and I'll follow as well.
Okay. You guys go down in the basement, and Lena's already there. You can all roll wisdom saving throws. Oh, I'll do Lily as well. Duh. Lily reaches the bottom of the stairs and says, "Huh, no blood." And sure enough, Nefmir thought, yeah, there's no blood. You're not sure why she would say something like that, but there's no blood down here. And Lena, you see a pool of it. This is a fairly average, cellar, I suppose. And you see what Nell described. There are some various barrels and dressers and storage containers of various sizes and whatnot. Lena, you see the blood. It's not right in the middle of the floor. It's sort of off toward the corner a little bit, like halfway between the corner, the back left corner of the room and the middle of the room. It's a lot of blood.
You said a pool, right?
Yeah. Not like a deep pool, but it's a puddle of blood.
Okay.
Enough blood to be a proper puddle.
I'm gonna take out my mage hand,
Mhm.
and I tell them, "Hey, watch this!" And I'm kind of like swirling like the mage hand around, like I'm just kind of like playing around.
Okay.
Watch what? What are you doing?
Well, watch this. Look at what I can do. And she's like moving her mage hand around, and then she'll slam it down into the pool of blood.
Okay.
Trying to like direct their eye to it.
Yeah. Let's
Like
see
cats
here.
with a laser pointer.
I will say everyone can roll. Let's see. Where are you all standing in relation to the middle of the room? I'll say Lily is standing near Lena now. Lena, where are you standing? Like by the pool?
Yeah.
Okay. So Lily is there with you. Where are Nefmir and Thought?
Where's the blood?
Uh,
I just kind of saunter like I don't know, like following Lily. I'm like behind her and off to the left a bit.
okay. The blood is toward the back left of the room, like halfway between the back left corner and the middle.
Okay. I'm gonna say I was where the blood is. Imagine that, but in the bottom left corner instead of the top
Okay.
left. That's where I was.
Okay. All right, and you watch as Lena's mage hand suddenly flies toward the ground, and you can make a wisdom saving throw. Let's see. Lily and Nefmir can make a wisdom saving throw with advantage. And Thought, just make a wisdom saving throw. Nefmir, yours would be just a flat wisdom save.
Yeah, I was gonna say because the canceling
Yep.
out of the disadvantage. Okay.
Correct. Ooh.
We really needed the guy with the +6 to wisdom saves to not be exhausted.
Nefmir, you and Lily, you feel a weird wet spray
Oh.
hit your skin in your faces, and you sort of reach up instinctually to touch it, and you pull your hand away, and you feel that tug at the back of your head again, like you felt in the room by the glass, and you are able to really shake out of it, and you look at your hand properly, and there's blood on your hand. You have wiped blood off of your face. And Lily has as well.
Gross.
Thought, you don't notice anything in particular. What are you up to?
Yeah. Why did you do that?
Ugh. Never mind.
And can between the two events, can Nefmir kind of make some kind of connection between suddenly there's blood and also suddenly there's no glass?
Yes. You, not only do you see that you've wiped blood off of your face, now you look down at your hand and you sort of change your focus to the ground and you see the blood on the ground as well.
Do I notice anything unusual about the room? Or is
No.
everything in order?
I mean, you can investigate if you'd like.
Okay. Going to investigate the room. Unusuals.
You're just looking for anything strange.
Yes.
Okay. So how are you investigating it specifically?
That's a good question. Because he has no reason to think that there is any conflict that took place
Right.
in the room.
Mhm.
I guess.
So when you're looking for something unusual, what would your instinct be? Where would you search for something unusual?
Well, there could be something weird in amongst the barrels, I guess.
Okay.
We know that I know that the cleric is missing. So.
Mhm.
So he could be looking for any evidence of the cleric having been there. Maybe like a journal or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that investigation, and you're looking through the barrels and things, and you just kind of find what Nell was talking about, you know? Just various temple supplies. Nothing stands out.
Same.
And you do a pretty thorough investigation too. Like you're on top of this. You leave no barrel unturned as you move through the room.
In other words, he turns down for what?
Exactly.
For nothing.
Yeah. Lily, Nefmir, Lena, you can do a regular wisdom saving throw.
Why?
Am I doing regular still at disadvantage?
Disadvantage, yes. Okay.
I don't think I've used my Tides of Chaos today. I'd like to use it again.
Really, dude?
You have not.
Fuck.
Again.
Why?
All right. Lily actually is. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Lily watches Thought. Sort of like she's distracted by the blood on her and the blood on the ground, and at some point, Thought catches her eye, and she sort of, looks at him a little confused, and then moves on. Like, there are bigger fish to fry here. There's blood on me.
Did she look at me weird?
Yeah, she looks at you weird, but not for long.
I feel like if he noticed that, he would have said, "What?"
I don't think you would have, because you were investigating very thoroughly at the time.
Okay.
So, that's the situation.
So what'd you say? He picked up a journal and we did a
No,
wisdom saving throw?
I didn't find anything.
There was no journal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did. I found nothing
Okay.
in amongst the stuff.
I still register that there's blood here and stuff.
Oh
right?
yeah, plenty.
Okay. I'm going to
Like you
Is
are
this
all just to put again to recap the situation. You walked into the basement. You saw a lot of blood, and no one else did. So you slapped it really hard with a mage hand, and you splattered it onto Nefmir and Lily. At which point they noticed. And then with the three of you covered in blood, you are also splattered with blood now because you were standing close to it. The three of you are splattered with blood, kind of looking at each other, looking at the blood, and Thought starts rummaging through some barrels.
Okay. I'm going to look around at other blood and see look for signs of a struggle or something like that, or signs of a fight, or just trying to figure out what kind of confrontation happened here.
Right. Go ahead and investigate.
Oh my god.
A lot of
Okay.
blood. A lot of blood.
Does Nefmir notice the pool of blood?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to do an Arcana check on the blood.
Arcana check. Okay. All right. You get, I was going to say you get real and close on that blood, but you don't really have to. It's on you. So you kind of tune in on it, and there's nothing magical about the blood. There's no magic residue on the blood. It's just a bunch of blood. I think at this point, Lily looks back at Thought again and says, "Hey, you don't see the blood, huh?"
Oh, there is no blood. You said there was. We came down here, and obviously there isn't any.
Mm-hmm. And she looks at Nefmir and she looks at Lena, and she kneels down and just sort of just plops her hand into the blood, and then stands up and walks over to Thought and smacks him.
No.
I'll have her roll an attack. Does a 17 hit?
Wait a minute. What does this say? I thought my AC was 18.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah. Hang on a sec.
What you got here? Is that 16 plus 2 for the shield?
Yeah, right? Like, I thought my AC was 18.
I mean, if you're holding the shield, it would be then, hey?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, you know what? It's because it's a shield doesn't add the bonus.
Right.
Because it's just an item called It's a Shield.
It's a shield.
Doesn't count as a shield.
Yep.
It's a food.
You're right about that.
Yeah, there we
So-
go. When I have shield checked,
Uh-huh.
which is not an item I have because that is in the bag of holding, then my
Mhm.
AC goes back up to 18. So
Right.
guess what? My AC is 18.
Are you holding your shield right now?
I guess hypothetically he wouldn't. He'd just have it on his back.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to be holding your shield, but
I don't know. I'm just used to him always having it on. But sure, he's not wearing it.
okay. Then what did I say? 17?
Yeah.
Okay, that does hit you.
Ow.
Yeah. She just kind of walks up and open hand cold clocks you. You take. Oh wait, that's right. It's just an unarmed attack, so it is a lot. All right, she holds back. You take 3 damage.
What was the full amount?
7.
Damn.
What are you doing, you fool?
You feel like not only. Well, actually, hold on. Now you can do a Wisdom saving throw with advantage. Okay. She slaps you, and it catches you very off guard, and it's very surprising. And you yell at her, and you sort of put your hand to your face where she hit you, and you notice your hand slip a little bit, and you go, "Oh my God, am I bleeding?" And you kind of feel your face, and you realize, no, that would be weird. She slapped me. But you look at your hand, and sure enough, there's blood on it.
Slapping
And,
me in the face but not breaking my skin did 3 damage to me. Come on.
Slaps
Come on.
can hurt.
Cut it in half.
Still.
Slaps can hurt.
All right.
Slaps can hurt.
I don't believe that a slap causes 3 damage.
She dislocated your jaw slightly.
Okay. At this point, she broke one of my bones.
All right, fine. We'll make it 2.
No, I'll take it. I just,
We'll take it. Shit.
we'll take it, shit. I will take it.
So anyway, the real point of order here is that when you look back at Lily in confusion, you see blood all over the floor. And she looks at your realization and says, "Yeah, blood. Get on our level." And she walks over to the blood.
I don't want to be on your level.
Is Lena able to make the connection between having to like slap people with blood and those two grabbing my arm earlier? Or is she unable to make that?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And also just one more real quick thing. Thought, now that you see the blood, actually roll a strength check for me. Okay. You see the blood and you start to the reality of the situation starts to dawn on you a little bit, and you suddenly notice your the knuckles of your right hand, they crack. Or sorry, your left hand, I'll say. The knuckles of your left hand crack, and you realize that you've had your hand clenched this entire time into a fist. So tight that you've actually drawn a small amount of blood from your own hand.
Uh-huh. I opened my hand?
Yeah. And like I said, your joints, the joints of your fingers sort of like creak and crack a little bit as you flex them for what feels like the first time in a while.
And I'm not holding anything.
No. No, you had your hand balled into a fist, and you were clenching it very hard, and you actually drew a little bit of blood.
My left hand, though.
Your left hand.
Okay.
That's all.
May I ask how long it has been since we went downstairs?
I don't know. How long has it been?
But I'm mainly
imagine
concerned,
how
like, did we
long.
leave doors open behind us? Like, can
There
my
is
owl
no door
reach
to
up
the
downstairs?
basement, first of all.
Okay.
I don't think the door was left open to the temple. But you've been in there for, I don't know, at this point, maybe about, in the basement itself, maybe about 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna go check on the owl just yet.
Okay. So, what now?
Do I notice? I was gonna say Achuteman. That's not. at all. Do I notice Thought's hand on clenching and then like looking at his fist at all?
You have a pretty high passive perception. I'd say you could, yeah.
Mel's gonna say, Thought, what are you all right there? What are you doing?
Apparently, I've been clenching my fist, and I don't remember doing that. I don't even know why I would. Why I would do that.
Well, this room is covered in blood.
Lily speaks up and says, yeah, about that. Nell didn't notice, huh?
It would seem not.
And, I guess kinda we didn't either.
So let me get this straight, because this blood here is still wet. Something happened. Either she did something and doesn't remember, or something happened very close to her and she doesn't remember.
And it happened not long ago.
It just happened. But I tried looking around. I can't make any heads or tails of what happened here.
Maybe we should go. Maybe we should follow her.
That's probably a good idea. Do you guys think that something happened to Gerald?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
It's impossible to say.
Well, we'd better get out there and try to find either one of them, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we better be off best in numbers. I mean, they can probably handle themselves just fine, but then again, if we're not noticing something as stark as blood, numbers can't hurt.
I agree.
Sure.
If I was clenching my fist this whole time and I didn't even notice, well, I mean, it seems reasonable to assume that we could do literally anything without noticing it.
I would not be surprised if there's something that we're just not aware of happening to us or around us right now.
I don't much want to think about that. So let's be on our way.
And he immediately starts walking to the stairs to go up.
Okay, Thought's heading up the stairs. You guys going?
Yeah. I'll take one like kind of last overall look around the room before I leave and then leave.
Okay.
Detect
Alright.
life and dead. Find out if there's people in the room that you can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do it.
Huh?
Lena, do it.
Do what?
Detect. What is it? There's two of them. One is.
I don't got detect anything.
How about the detect? You got to do it.
I was
about
about to say that. You beat me to it.
All right, so you head up into the first floor of the temple, of the main floor. There is no second floor
That we know
Um,
of.
that you know
That
of.
we can see with our
that
eyeballs.
you can see with your eyeballs.
We
And-
need stronger eyes.
Stronger eyes.
No, we just
so are
need
you heading
extra
out?
eyes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're heading up.
You are heading out, I said. Are you leaving the temple?
Yes, we're heading out.
Okay.
Trying to find it.
All right. You open the door to the front of the temple, and you head outside.
Do they notice the blood now?
Yes.
What? Who notices what? Where?
You all notice the blood on the first floor of the temple.
Oh, and where does it lead?
The prints and such.
Yeah, the footprints. They led out of the basement and then around the room a bit. And by the time Nell left, there wasn't much left that was wet on her boots, but you can still see some little red scuffs that follow the general path that she took on the way out.
Okay. Can I tell if it was only her footprints or if there were other people's footprints?
That would be a tracking kind of situation, so I'd say it's a survival check.
Oh. Wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just the one set of boots.
Okay.
You are pretty sure. You're looking there. Each step is the exact same size and boot bottom design. So
It looks
you're
like
pretty sure.
only one person was walking around after being in the basement, so either there's an invisible dead body in there, or I don't know. Oh, this is all very, very difficult to understand.
So you guys are outside. Where are you heading?
Do I see any paladins?
You're looking down the streets.
Yeah.
All right. You can do a perception check. You don't see the glint of any armor, but what you do see actually is young Lily, little Lily, mini Lily.
Where is she?
She is down the street a bit, near the tavern, and she's just kind of standing in the middle of the street, and she's looking around.
I'm gonna go
Ah.
over to her and ask her what's wrong.
When you begin approaching down the street, she actually catches sight of you and starts trotting over to you. And the closer she gets to you, the more uneasy she seems. and she's holding a little folded piece of paper in her hands, and she sees you, but then she seems to second guess herself, and she stays quiet.
I'm still gonna go up to her and ask her what's up.
She looks up at you, and she looks down at the piece of paper in her hands, and then back up at you and the rest of you again, and says, I found this. It's addressed to you. And she hands you the paper.
To me?
Yeah, she hands you the paper. And
Like,
sure
so-
enough, written
like-
across the top of the fold are the words, "Please deliver to the adventurers when they awake."
Oh. Oh. Oh, well, thank you.
She doesn't say anything and looks very uneasy.
I open it.
Okay. I'm going to send a picture to Discord.
Thank you so much for delivering this, Lily. You did a good job. Is something the matter?
She looks at you kind of expectantly,
Oh.
and then just looks let down.
I'll give her some money. I'll take a gold out of the
Not
bag.
like that.
Oh, okay.
You don't even need to roll insight on that. That's not what she was looking for.
Oh, okay. This is confusing.
At
Lily,
that,
do you
she looks up to you again,
Do you remember who this is?
and she looks very pale, and she just sort of shakes her head no.
Okay. That's okay. I'm sure it's okay. You have a lot of people coming in and out of your tavern, so it's okay if you don't remember.
And she says, okay. And she does a little curtsy, and
Wait, are you out here by yourself?
she stops and nods yes.
I'll walk you back.
Oh, okay. And she starts heading back to the tavern.
Guys, I'm gonna go back to the tavern with her. You gonna keep looking for her?
I mean, you're right in front of it.
Okay, I'll still walk her
Pretty
back.
much
till
right in
she-
front of it.
Okay, I'll make sure she's inside then.
Okay.
Sorry, I was imagining she was like in the middle of the street, like, or something.
Yeah, she was in the middle of the street in front of the tavern, but it's not a huge street or anything, and
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
And
going
she
to
goes the building. Sorry, what?
I'm going to start calling out to my owl. Familiar.
You don't, actually.
You bastard.
I'm gonna show everyone the letter. How many people now in this letter? How many names do we recognize?
You remember Gerald,
Mm-hmm.
and you remember Nell.
Okay. Thought, do you know who this is? He seems to know Gerald and Nell, but I don't remember.
I don't know. I know.
This person seems to know you. They want to give you something.
Yes. But I don't know. But, whoever it is, I fear they are now dead. It would seem as though it was their blood in the temple basement.
Letter. I think maybe she's just bored. She's a little odd. I think she's just kind of writing stories.
You think the child wrote this?
I think so.
Can I do an insight check to see, like, if she was, like, telling the truth or whatever? 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I talked to her.
Sure. Yeah. The unease that you felt from her was coming off in waves. It was unmistakable. She was very upset about the situation.
I don't
You can
think
assume that she read the letter about referring to this person that she didn't know having spoken to her, and she was very upset about it.
I don't think she's trying to tell any tall tales or anything like that. She seemed very confused and upset.
I told you there was an invisible corpse in that room.
Do you want to go back?
Well, I suppose maybe we could see it now. All right. It's not that far away. Sure, we'll go look.
All right, you guys going down to look?
Yeah.
All right. You make your way back into the temple, and you make your way back into the basement. And how are you looking for this body?
I am tapping and sweeping everything with my staff.
Okay.
Like I'm
How about the
poking
rest of you?
everything, sweeping like above the floor, like waiting for it to hit something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm assuming it's probably going to be near the pool of blood
Okay.
on the ground.
All right. Well, anyone who is looking can go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I'm actually going to cast a little thaumaturgy to make little tremors in the ground, localized around where that pool of blood is.
Okay. As part of your investigation.
Yep.
Okay, then you can roll your investigation. Let's see. So, Thought, you are checking the pool of blood. And Nefmir is also checking the pool of blood with thaumaturgy. And Lena is just sweeping the whole floor with her, with her staff.
Yeah, and if I don't get to anything, I'm gonna start like poking things.
Okay. Lena, you can roll a wisdom saving throw. Okay. And yeah, I think that's about it. You all feel like you've done a fairly good job investigating, except for maybe Nefmir. You had a good idea with your thaumaturgy, but it wound up being very localized, and it didn't turn up anything specific right then and there. And Lena swept through the whole floor and Thought searched around the pool of blood, and you didn't find anything anything. Right? You didn't find any bodies. You didn't see anything. You didn't meet any resistance. Nothing like that.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
No bodies.
I guess let's go back out.
I guess.
Okay. You start heading back
Yeah,
out.
let's head back out.
Okay. You go back upstairs. And you go back outside. And it's a beautiful day.
Dan, do I remember the owl?
No.
No. Okay.
What owl?
Well, either we can look for Nell and or Gerald and this captain person who we don't know anything about. We could maybe go and look in Elander's room.
Elandre.
Elandre?
Elandre.
Are you sure that's what you said his name was?
Yep.
Well, the tavern's close. Maybe we should just go look in his room.
All right. Are you guys gonna go to the tavern?
I guess.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the tavern.
Okay.
You go back to the tavern, and Lily, little Lily, is inside wiping tables, and she looks up at you, and kind of smiles uneasily.
Hello. So, it says in this note here that, you can get us into this, person's room?
She, again, that uneasiness comes back hard with a vengeance, and she looks down and looks back up and nods.
Okay, we would like to go in there, please.
Okay. And she puts down her wiping cloth, and she leads you upstairs.
Dan?
What?
Where's Big Lily?
Oh, she's with you.
She's with us? Okay.
Yeah, she's with you. Don't worry. I haven't said anything for her for a while. So
Okay.
good
So
question.
she's still here. All right.
Yep.
Carry on.
Yeah, she takes you upstairs, and she goes past rooms 1 and 2, and then she stops and fidgets a little bit and turns back and says, I don't know which room.
Do I remember which room Nell was in? I guess I wouldn't know, but Lena
Yes.
would.
Nell was in room 3.
And Lena remembers that.
Yes.
Okay. Lena, would you like to intuit which room he was in using that information that I don't have?
I mean, I would say like which rooms the two were in, but I wouldn't know anything about this guy.
Right, but since you know that Nell was in 3 and that the two of us were in 1 and
sure.
2, you'd then know that he was in 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you ask for room 3, she'll just nod and she'll open up room 3 for you.
Wait, no, we're asking for 4.
Oh, you're asking for 4.
Right, because if we know that Nell was in 3 and that we were in 1 and 2, then the only other
Yes.
room is 4.
Room 4 had Gerald and Eladas in it.
I'm sorry, what? Who?
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. She opens up room 4 for you.
Do I still remember the conversation with Nell about the number of rooms that were available?
Make a wisdom saving throw. Gonna be a lot of those.
I'm going
You
to.
remember.
Oh.
You remember that rooms 3 and 4 were taken.
Okay. Okay.
All right, you've opened up room 4.
I guess we'll check
Check.
the chests or whatever.
Okay. In this room, it's just the same room as rooms 1 and 2. There are 2 beds, 2 chests. If you check the chests, each one has a fairly well-worn travel pack inside.
Well, there's no armor in here. Well, this can't be the right room then.
Look, it just says that there's some in the storage trunk. Let's check room 3.
Yes, I suppose we should.
All right. Then Lily just nods. Little Lily nods and opens up room 3. And if you do the same thing, in this room, 2 beds, 2 trunks, and opening up the trunk on the right-hand side of the room, you find 2 travel packs inside, as well as an extra set of plate mail. Also, in that trunk, propped up against one of the bags, you see a leather-bound journal.
Well, this is the right room then.
Then I guess. Thought, are you going to take that armor?
Ah, yes, I suppose I could certainly use it, I suppose. I don't know if we have time to put it on right now, though.
Let's bring this back to our room. We don't necessarily want to carry this around while we're exploring. And I'll pick up the journal and be like, what's this? A little care manual, maybe?
Lena, let's read this. Let's
I
page through it.
wasn't gonna do it here. Let's go back to our rooms.
Oh,
That sounds fun.
Lily watches you do this and watches you take the journal, and she seems sort of uncomfortable with it, but then again, she's uncomfortable with everything. So she doesn't say anything and sort of nods, and once you leave the room, she'll lock the door.
Can the plate mail go into the bag?
I believe it can.
Okay, let's throw that sucker in the bag.
Shunk. And it goes.
Does it do that?
I mean,
Yep.
If we are going to take the time to read the journal, 10 minutes to
Yep.
change
Does it
armor?
only take 10 minutes? I thought it was longer.
It only takes 10 minutes.
All right. I'll put the plate mail on.
I think. Hold on.
How much does plate mail weigh?
Plate mail is probably in Roll20's database. You could probably click and drag in, it'll have all the stats.
How do you click and drag?
You doff and don.
Haha, Tough and Don.
Doff and don. Yep, 10 minutes.
Okay.
You don your armor and you doff your armor.
Well, first I doff my chainmail, and then
Okay.
I don my plate mail.
Ah, shit. So it actually takes 15 minutes. 5 minutes to doff, 5 minutes to don.
Okay.
Well, 5 minutes to doff, 10 minutes to don. Sorry. All right, so Thought is changing his armors.
Don't look at my
And-
butt.
And you're going to open up the journal? Mini Lily goes downstairs. Because she's uncomfortable.
Oh, thank her properly.
She nods. So you're going to skim through? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
assume Nefmir is leading the skimming.
Oh, Nefmir is leading the skimming.
That's why I assume.
Leading the skimming. Does Nefmir have a general idea about, like, what sort of, like, does he understand the situation of, like, what reading the journal might do?
Of what it might do?
Yeah, just in terms of, like,
It might do you a frighten.
but I mean, like, I don't know.
He understands at this point that there is likely, or there could be, information. Well, there is likely information that does not line up with what he knows to be true. All right, so you're going to skim it?
Let me know what you find in that journal.
Let's do a skimmy skim.
Skimmy, skim, skim. All right.
And since you are a warlock, you're gonna do a magical boy skimmy skim.
Oh my god. Eventually, through skimming through, you find many entries related to general activities from many months ago. This person's time in the garrison. And eventually you're able to pick up on the trail of relevant entries. And this is an entry from several days ago, posted in Discord.
Wait, this guy posted to Discord? How did he do that?
The same way he records the dog book.
Oh, you fucking ruined me. You just owned me so hard.
So, that's the first one. Do you read on?
Yes. Nefmir's overall thirst for knowing
Nefmir's a thirsty bitch.
wants to drink deep of this.
This is the next entry from 2 days after the first. Next one comes 1 day after that. The next day.
Are we playing D&D or are we playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent? Oof.
And the final entry in the journal is dated yesterday. And that's the last one. And that's where we're going to end today.
Oh.